I. The school over the years enjoyed a new lease of life with beautiful structures in addition to new academic programs that appeal to students. The school boasts of a steady stream of mature students who have been given the opportunities and space to realize their potentials.
Working full-time and studying at the university, it's tough. In my opinion, one of the most important investments the president has done in this country is to do a university for the Gambia and to encourage education, especially girls' education. Like we all know, women suffer more.
In the history of the Young University, there are individuals who have made a mark in terms of spearheading the ambitious program that define the UTG. The President of the Republic, who is also the Chancellor, His Excellency Sir Professor Alhaji Dr. A.J.J. Jame, the first Vice Chancellor, the late Donald Ekon, the second Vice Chancellor Andreas Steigen, and the current Vice Chancellor Professor Muhammad Ka, the first Gambian to occupy this prestigious position. Over the years, the University of the Gambia has graduated thousands of students working in reputable institutions in the country and beyond. Administrators at the UTG are speaking with optimism as they consolidate on the massive efforts initiated in 1995.
It was a bold step by the government to take the bull by the horn to establish a university, not only to establish it, but also to make sure that it is sustained. Before establishment of the University of the Gambia, education was a little bit elitist. If you do not have money, it was very difficult for an average Gambian to send their children to further their education outside of the country. Only those who had money were able to do that. And after establishing the university, the mission is to avail excellence opportunities to the average Gambians, and we have been doing it accessibly and also affordably.
Undoubtedly, the University of the Gambia has impacted positively on the economy of this country, and it has also, impacted on other countries as well. I could remember when we started the university way back in the year 2000 with just a modest of 175 students. Today we can boast of a total enrollment of 4,000. And out of these 4,000 students, we have a few chunk, of foreign students as well, especially in medicine and law. That has been the trend for the simple reason that the quality in this university has been established all over, and there is stability in this country, and that is one of the motivating factors why foreign students, are demanding for places in this institution.
In line with growing demand, the UTG is increasingly getting itself into crucial and contemporary issues that do not only affect the Gambia but the world over. In Farafenye, in the North Bank region, the UTG has a campus. The first batch of UTG Masters of Science in Climate Change and Adaptation are trying to step up to the plate.
And as you know, climate change is very important, and it's something which is directly affecting us in our lives, everyday lives. So I think it is a very good initiative. Yeah, we are learning a lot here, and I think after the program we'll be able to, impact a lot on the people's life. Yeah.
That is why we make sure that our collaborations, we always collaborate with futuristic universities that can think ahead of time. Why? Because knowledge and science, they rapidly develop, and if you don't think ahead of time, you become obsolete with time. So I can see huge difference between my days, where you hear few names that are able to go and further their education in Ghana or Sierra Leone, but now you have the university available, but at the same time the university itself is producing and availing a lot of opportunities for people to go and further their education. And at the same time, we're also collaborating with many universities to make sure that the training of those students will also happen here, because that will create a lot of opportunities and keep the money here.
One of the things that inspires me are the students, the young people at the university who really want to learn, and many of them are now going on and really making their mark elsewhere. We provide a scholarship for one student to come every semester. It's a competitive scholarship, so we get some of the best students that the University of the Gambia has, and many of them have gone on to complete master's degrees. They're in PhD programs. We have one who just came back, Dr. Asan Sar, who was the first UTG student to come to St. Mary's. He's now an assistant professor of history at Ohio University and was involved with the recent round of MA thesis defense by MA students at the university.
Indeed, the story of the humble beginnings of the University of the Gambia is like a dream come true. The most amazing aspect of the development that defined the university are the students, most of whom have gone for advanced studies outside the country and are now reaping the benefits.
I was one of those very few who believed in that vision, who trusted His Excellency, who took the opportunity instantly and then went to the university extension program. And I can assure you, the products of that university are holding very, very high positions, not only in the Gambia, but elsewhere around the world. Some of them are working even at the World Bank level. So that opportunity could not have arisen if that bold decision was not made by His Excellency the President. So there is nothing we can say, because people like me, I come from a very humble background. My father is just a simple tailor whose means was only able to survive, make or sustain us on daily basis. My mother was a housewife, and this is a story that many of the Gambians share. We grapple with the little we have. So the children are the aspirations of these parents. So that opportunity was an opportunity that came at a very appropriate moment for us.
If you had asked me when I was a volunteer here in 1979, 1980, 1981, the big achievement at that point was the completion of the Soma-Basse Highway, which was finished in 1981. But at that time, Gambia College was here, and that was, where teachers, agricultural extension workers, nurses and nursing midwives, and health inspectors were trained, but that was the major tertiary institution. And so the tertiary institutions have grown, but the university, and I guess what I would say the drive to really create an institution of higher education, tertiary education, accessible, with the goal of making more education and a better quality of education accessible to Gambians has been a great thing. I mean, you look at some of the students there, because it's so expensive to study abroad.
Across the length and breadth of the country, UTG products are occupying influential positions.
If I am to say anything about my university education, frankly, I would say for a long time in my life, it got to a point I never expected that I would have had the opportunity to go to a university. Then I came to the conclusion that yes, I must read development studies, because other than my judicial function, other than my political engagement, political systems are able to maintain themselves mainly subject to how much they are capable of delivering to their people.
Decentralization also means that students from far-flung communities or hard-to-reach areas have access to education by all means necessary. Bansan Senior Secondary School was built in 2004. It was not surprising to run into another UTG product.
The future is bright, yes, in terms of education generally in the country. and university education is no exception to that, because it's